What is happening, guys? Welcome back to
Red Beard Drive. I didn't know you were going to wait on me to do that.
So this is one of our favorite buggies for power. The torque is insane. So this is a Duramax 999cc, about a $2,000 engine, but in my opinion, it's worth it. To get this kind of power out of a 670, you would have to spend $1,000 on parts. Now, this doesn't have insert bearings or billet rods or anything, but this is safely governed and making 60 foot-pounds of torque stock, and we've got a Mikuni on it. So that means we're making more power than what's stock. And this did dyno a Performance 670 at 35 horsepower, 60 foot-pounds of torque, which is pretty wild. Because 60 foot-pounds of torque is what people don't get in their mind. A GSXR 600, bam, right there. That engine is a GSXR 600 fuel injection motor, and it makes about 80 foot-pounds of torque, I believe. So we're right there at it, but we're making this torque at 2,000, 2,500 or so. So they're a freaking hoss of an engine. I'm really hoping I can talk EC carburetors into making billet rods and a cam and stuff for this. Only time will tell, but this is one of the baddest engines you can slap on a go-kart style engine. I know we could use a four-wheeler engine, all this junk. This is fun and it works.
Never had problems of it.
No, yeah, other than...
Starts up within half a crank.
Yeah, it doesn't, you don't need to choke it, nothing. It does run a little rich. We need to tune this car better, but I don't want to mess with it. It runs so great. It's rich, but rich is better than lean, unless it comes to finances. So... the biggest issue with this is, one, this swing arm is the bare minimum suspension you want. It sucks, let's face it, but it's fast and easy to get content out of, and that's why we did it. So very soon, we're working out a reverse gearbox for this right now, and then we're going to switch over to independent suspension with a reverse gearbox. But our main issue is this CVT. So the CVT works amazing. You get no belt slip, but if you look at the rear bell, you can see our belt is only traveling halfway up. The reason for that is this was made for a concrete trowel, a ride-on concrete trowel. So Comet never designed this to be on a higher RPM buggy. So we did a top speed run, and this is what it does because of the CVT. I know it's hitting the governor, but that doesn't matter. It would still be able to climb past that point in the belt, even at the governor. You know what I'm saying? Like, it would still keep climbing. So this is what it top speed did. So with the CVT set up, it abruptly stops it when it gets to a certain speed. So we're going to see what that speed is because we've never tested it before. Our fix for this, we talked to Comet. This pulley has stops in it. I don't know if that's the stops, the little notches.
Right here.
Yeah, so he said it's got roller stops where the rollers can't physically roll up anymore. So we're going to pull this thing off and see if we can modify it without having to get one from them, because they make all these pulleys like this. You would have to get a specially modified pulley. So we're going to see if we can do it ourselves and then re-top speed run it and see what happens.
Because it's literally half the travel.
Yeah.
So we should gain quite a bit top end.
I would say we should easily be able to hit 50. That's what because this thing is a rocket. That suspension is darty as a son of a gun. This rear, because we're using a panhard bar instead of a Watts link, so you still get, as it travels, you do get a little movement side to side. And someone noticed in the last video where we was pulling the trailer, yes, these axles are bent. You can actually tell right there. But I didn't want to spend the money on the axle knowing we was going to get independent. So we just built these stubs with a bent axle, and it worked, like, to support it so it won't bend even further. But you can tell they're cambered, the tops of the tire in. So let's pull this pulley apart and see if we can get more top speed. So I want to take a real quick second to shout out the sponsor of today's video, which is your boy himself, rbgcarts.com. We have a lot of performance parts and just like parts in general, like reverse mounting cradles for the big block reverse kits, and very soon we're going to add some different variations of that. We have a lot of stuff in the pipelines, so there's a handful of stuff on there right now that can get you up and going, some small block parts and some frame parts and things like that. But it does help us out tremendously if you help support the channel by using rbgcarts.com. It's going to help us to be able to work Lonnie more in the future, and it's going to be awesome for both of us. So thank you guys for supporting us, those that already have supported us and those that may support us in the future. So check out rbgcarts.com and let's get back to that video.
Once you get those pins off, I got the pliers here. Okay, that one came out.
I don't know if this is pressed on. So we got a puller, a pulley puller. We need a 3-jaw, but we don't have a 3-jaw. There you go. There we go. Man, is that gonna suck to put back on? Maybe.
Probably.
So the rollers are actually clean. What is not clean is just the nuts on here and the weights, but everything else looks really good. So these ramp stops here, let's get the mud out of it. Those ramp stops are what stops the rollers. So we're gonna take it over, we're gonna use a punch, and we're gonna knock those in completely flush. So Comet does have these in stock without these stops built into them. It's just that this is for a concrete mixer trowel thing. So we're gonna get that fixed real quick and see what it's gonna be. A big difference, hopefully. I mean, it's gonna be a big difference.
Doesn't look like it hurt the bell any.
I mean, it's still got a hump in it right here, but so you don't want it to have any kind of protrusion, because it can wear your rollers prematurely. So that's all we're doing. So we'll do these other two and then we'll show us putting it back on the buggy. Okay, so Lonnie kissed them with a grinder and we cleaned it up and we got everything good. So now we're going to use a dose of this blaster dry graphite lube, and it's not going to hurt it to really coat it. And then we'll let this dry fully, and that is going to give lubrication. We need to wrap this thing up, Target.
Hopefully stop the rusting.
Yeah, you should. Okay.
Started?
I think so. Give me the bigger hammer.
It's already out,
Woo! Okay, 3 washers right there. All right, she about to be unleashed.
That's the one that was messed up.
Go ahead.
Yeah, go either further or less to make the car.
Yeah, I'm gonna go a little more.
You cut these down? Or just bend them both?
You don't have to.
Don't tell.
Sheesh.
Can't wait.
Now you can.
Oh, we got to put the tire back on.
No, we'll drive without it.
You're a moron.
Whoa! Look at that. Look at this. Good time to change those keys out. Sheesh. Oh gosh. Oh. Oh. Oh yeah, there we go. Okay, there's one. I wonder if this will go. Oh, okay. Okay. I mean, they're not that awful, honestly. But we'll change them anyways. Way better. No. Alright.
Let's see what she do.
Let's see what she do be doing though.
She do be doing though.
This is exciting.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with my just original blurt out guess in the garage of 50. What's your guess before you feel it?
So the travel was pretty close to the top. Like it wasn't much further. So I'm gonna say 45. How you feel about that?
Feel like you undercut me a little bit there.
That's what we're talking about. I had touched no gas.
That's what we're talking about with the torque.
Now let's see. This is exciting. We still have more stuff to do this thing as well. What you do, we do. I make the swing arm smack the panhard bar mount. So, not only can you not top it out in the field, it gets way too dangerous, so I took it down on the road, and uphill I hit 50 mile an hour.
Hey.
So 52 was my max. It's on screen. 52.
And it looks just as torquey.
Oh, it changed nothing about that. But it is like, there is no need to remove the governor, which is awesome. Like, no need whatsoever. People's going to say,
just leave it like this and
on the road, you don't hit the governor. It holds at $4,000 and just keeps pulling, and you're not banging off the rev limiter. You could drive this and keep up with. I was cruising at 40 mile an hour on the road. Like, it is insane what this thing. So I'm gonna tell you if you go down the road.
I'm gonna tell you.
Sorry.
I kind of want this on my Dukes. I want a 999.
999. So we gained 20 miles per. I could have got a lot faster, but it doesn't seem squirrely. But it doesn't seem like sketchy. I want to be going 60 on this. I have no helmet on. I got this 1-inch bar roll cage. So Lonnie's going to ride it now, and it is ridiculous. Put a helmet on.
Okay.
Just for safety. I'm going to leave this camera on, put your camera on your helmet. But dude, this thing, run like a scout of the dog. You know, like, woo, that's fun right there.
I could tell when you didn't hit the rev limiter once in the field. Yeah. I was like, oh, it's faster.
Yeah, it's like, that is amazing that we don't have to worry about rods or nothing of spinning it. This is the engine right here for sure.
Ah, be careful.
The thing is ridiculous. So if you hear the clacking noise when we let off the throttle, that's because we did a chain tensioner that is spring loaded. I do not recommend it. We should have did a so when you let off the throttle, what happens is it swaps to which side is the tension side of the chain, if that makes any sense, and the bottom side becomes the tight side because the wheels is powering the drivetrain. If that makes any sense, I hope it does. So it wants to just flop that spring. We put like a pretty tight spring on there, but it still don't matter. It's always going to do it. So what we need to do is take the spring off and build a little 3/8 turnbuckle that pulls that chain tension up, so it's just tight no matter what side the chain's coming from. But of course we're going to switch over to a differential. We just got to find one that's geared correctly at about 8-to-1, because that's my favorite on this size horsepower and tire size. If that makes any sense.
Let's see what she does.
It's fixed, like.
This bad.
Yeah.
A monster.
If I cussed, I would say some cuss words right now after bad. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So up the hill was about the same as you, 54.
Yeah.
And down the hill I got 61.
Really? Did it feel darty?
No, not at all.
I mean, I thought it felt fine, but I'm
Yeah.
like, if something happens,
Yeah.
you know.
I didn't hold it to the floor the whole way down the
Did you
hill.
screenshot both of them?
No, I kept it the way it was.
Okay.
But it's got the max.
Yeah. So 61. That's hauling on a butt. Like, people don't realize that's. I'd turn it the other way.
Uphill.
Because if it rolls, it'll roll back out there. But smack my truck. So that thing is too legit to quit. That's crazy. That one thing we've been dealing with, and I forgot. So a subscriber reached out a while back and told us about this, because he bought this engine after we did and bought the same pulleys once we found them, and contacted Comment, and Comment told him about those ramps. Then he told us, we talked to Comment, then our communication got broken between Comment. A guy had left the company, yeah, and it never happened. So now we just did it, and they're going to send us the correct bill for that hog. I was going to do unlimited coils today. I'm not doing nothing. That thing,
You don't need anything else.
no,
honestly.
you can't run this as hard as it can be ran through the woods. It's impossible.
Especially without independent suspension, because it's just
Darty.
horrible if you hit a bump.
It bounces you. Like, these are known to dart you a little bit, and that's just the downside to them.
Yeah.
Nothing
But
you can do.
it's
Well, I
getting
mean,
independent, and then it's going to be a sick
yeah, we
buggy.
just got to find the differential, because I definitely want this thing to have reverse. But that was a huge success. Very nice.
Very nice.